So Guatemalan food, I love Guatemalan food. I think the famous dish, at least where I served, I think mostly in all of Guatemala is simply beans and eggs. It can be fried eggs, scrambled eggs, they do different things to it. And then the beans can be like whole cooked beans or refried beans, or they do different things to it. It's a really simple dish. At first I was like, this is kind of weird. It's especially like a breakfast dish. So I was like, why are we eating like beans in the morning? It seems like didn't go well with my stomach at first, but then I got used to it and I love it. And now that I'm home, I even make it every once in a while and I miss it. Pretty much in Guatemala, you eat every dish with fresh tortillas that people make by hand. Fresh corn tortillas that are about that big. And if they don't eat it with tortillas, they'll eat it with fresh bread. They call it French bread, but it's pretty much just like white rolls, you could say. It's really good. There's another food called pache, which is kind of like a tamale, which is like wrapped in a big banana leaf, and it's about that big, and it's kind of thick. It's made of potato, and they usually put like a little sauce inside or a little piece of chicken. And so they steam it up, and then you unwrap it, and it's kind of like stuck in this form. But it's really good, and you always eat it with bread. There's tamales, which is basically the same concept, but it's made out of corn instead of out of potato. And I think my favorite thing about the food was that it's all just mostly fresh. There's not like long preserved food like we have here a lot of times. Even one lady that would make us breakfast in one of my areas, she didn't even have a fridge. And she made us breakfast every morning. So she would go to the store every morning and she'd make us different things. And it was really good. So you can always get a wide array of fresh vegetables, fresh fruits, and they're really good. One thing I really like is there's always fresh, you can always make fresh juice, whether it's pineapple juice or papaya juice, or people make all sorts of juice since the fruit is growing right there. There's a thing called morcaf that people drink a lot, especially members, which is like Mormon coffee, because it's coffee made of cereal, so it's like roasted up, but it doesn't actually contain coffee, so a lot of members will drink that. And when we teach them about the word of wisdom, we usually buy a bag of it. It's like costs like $1, and then we give it to them, and we trade it for their real coffee, and then we throw out their coffee. There's always fresh bread, which is delicious, and the fresh tortillas. At first it was weird because people eat it with every meal, but then it gets so normal that when you don't have it, you're like, where's my tortillas? I need some bread or tortillas. I can't eat this alone. Like here we just eat stuff with a fork, but there they like eat it with the fork and with the bread and the tortilla at the same time. And it's just really good because everything's fresh and good. And then people drink a lot of pop there. A lot of Coca-Cola and 7-Up and orange pop and all sorts of different things.